Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so my opponent plays a king's pawn opening here. This is going to be an e4, d5 game, a little Scandinavian defense action. Does a little pawn push action to e4. This opens up the light squared bishop, opening his light squared queen as he is playing as white and I am playing as black. I respond to his first move with my own first move. As one does in this game. I play d5. Take my pawn and take back with my queen. I wouldn't do that, and I think he knows this. At this level that I'm playing at, where I'm playing people in the 1200s to the 1300s, and even in the 1000 to 1200 range, the point is to play positional chess with strong tactics in the beginning game, middle game, and especially the end game. I simply respond with the gambit. As soon as I play d5, the game changes from a king's pawn opening to a Scandinavian defense. After he plays e5, I have an important decision. I should probably push this pawn though, because it just seems like the best move. He pushes his pawn forward, declining to take the pawn that I just pushed, and thus declining the gambit. I push my pawn forward in order to shore up the middle and to say, I push my pawn forward in order to shore up the middle and to say, you can't keep pushing, it's going to have to stop sometime. So he plays d4 here. He pushes his own pawn up and says, but I really want control of the middle. Now I'm going to pause the game here. We should analyze what is going on. Okay. So this is a very common game here when you're playing the Scandinavian defense. The white queen, as you can see, is very open, and my side is well protected. The exposed square for black is a light squared f7 square that is adjacent to my king. My response of f6 is a very interesting response. So he plays knight f3 and I take the pawn with my f-pawn. At this point, the game is pretty even. I had to move my knight up here because I was worried about the queen check. He moves his bishop out with bishop to g5 and pins my knight. I say, okay, but I have another knight that will not only take the place of that knight, but actually attacks your own knight that is attacking two really important squares around my king and threatening a really rude fork against me. His next move completely ignores all of this. He plays bishop to e2. I also think that it's kind of annoying when you're playing as black and the higher numbers are here and the numbers like e1 and e2 are on the other side of the board. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. I play a really important move here. Bishop to e7. This removes the pin the bishop had on my queen. This also allows a castle, which I'm not too crazy about because it would make the king even have less defense, but it certainly looks intimidating to my opponent here. Bishop g4, knight takes g4. This is the start of a winning sequence of moves for me. If he uses the knight in the center of the board to take back, I take his bishop. But no, I can't do that, and luckily I see this. If and he will play the move queen takes g4, I will have to take the knight. This move, as you will see, is brilliant because it is actually a secret double attack that is so beautiful. You gotta love chess with the moves that you're about to see. When he plays queen takes g4, I have to be super careful, and I was. I spent 40 seconds making this move, which is a long time for someone as brilliant as me. This would be about 40 minutes for a normal person. As you can see here, my clock went from 28:44 to 28:02. If I don't play knight takes e5, the queen becomes the most important piece that anyone has ever seen. After playing knight takes e5, which completely saves the game for me, he takes back with the pawn and executes one of the attacks, and I execute one of the attacks that I was building up. The bishop takes g5 attack. If he takes back, he loses his queen. Deciding not to lose his queen, a wise decision, I must say. He castles, I castle, and we are both chilling with our queens so far away from each other that they have to use carrier pigeons to communicate. There is no cell service on the chessboard. Knight c4, bishop f4 is a simple developing move for him, and an attack on the pawn for me. But it is actually a more subtle threat to him. I am getting ready to offer an exchange of queens by freeing up the diagonal that my queen is on right now. You will soon see why my opponent moving his knight to a dark square turned out to be a bad decision. Rook e1 and then bishop d2 creates a nasty fork that will not only make him trade a piece, he only has 4 left, but it will lead to doubled up pawns because he can't move his rook up to defend. He moves his rook to a light square and I take the knight. Then he takes my knight and I move the rook up to attack that yummy pawn. Then h4, rook takes e5. I take another such. Well, I take the pawn that I was attacking. The pawn takes a goodbye, the way. Side note: I keep winning games in online chess. My rating is much higher in online chess than in my over-the-board games. f4, rook e4 turns out to be not great for my opponent, who is now down 4 points of material. He moves his rook d1, d3, and I move my pawn e6, e5. This creates a diagonal attack on his queen that he will not see. The rook move here is going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's good game. He resigns and I win about 10 points and become that much closer to beating Magnus Carlsen. Thanks for watching a newbie chess streamer like me. Bye.